Have you ever wondered why some wedding dance floors explode with energy while others never quite get off the ground, and what you can actually do about it? Welcome back to part two of my conversation with the amazing Tania, who is the heart and soul of entertainment business Choons Moovz. If you caught last week's episode, you already know Tania is a multi-ARBIA award-winning DJ with more than 2 decades in the music industry and an MC and a celebrant as well. She's renowned for her contagious high-energy style, her deep love of music, and her genuine dedication to making every couple's celebration unforgettable. In this episode, we're getting into even more helpful advice and honest insights for creating a dance floor that's buzzing with excitement. Tania shares how your wedding party can help set the mood early, what to do if you've got lots of smokers on your guest list, and why your bar's location can make a surprising difference to the success of your dance floor. We also chat about the benefits of having a celebrant who can double as your MC or DJ, how long you really need to keep the dancing going, and spoiler, it's probably less than you think, and Tania's candid opinions on drinks and kids on the dance floor, separately, of course. Plus, we tackle the big question about guest song requests. Are they like a defibrillator for your dance floor or a recipe for disaster? If you're wanting your wedding dance floor to pop off and be truly memorable for all the right reasons, you'll love these down-to-earth tips from one of the best in the business. I'd highly encourage you to have a listen to part one of our chat first, but if you already have, let's jump into part two with the dancing queen, Tania Smith. Unbridely is a community of pro-wedding vendors who believe in freedom and integrity in weddings, giving you options, solutions, tips and tricks to create the experience and memories that you and your fiancé really want and deserve. Because we believe that weddings are a team sport. With how-tos, stories and interviews with recently married couples, we find out what went right and what they'd change if they could go back and do it all over again. I'm Camille, and welcome to the Unbridely podcast.
There's other factors that impact a dance floor. I think back in the day when you had the I Do crew, the wedding party, your wedding party members, back in the day, they used to have jobs. You know, they used to actually help coordinate weddings and make sure all the table settings were there before, you walk down the aisle and things like that. So I think it's important to let your I Do crew know if you want a packed dance floor, let them know, like, please be my party starters, be on the dance floor, make sure you're there, getting people excited for the dance floor. And I think also a lot of couples underestimate the power of them being on the dance floor and that drawing a lot of people on there.
Yes.
And as a DJ, I've got lots of little tricks, and I don't want to give out too many secrets about trying to get people back on the dance floor if it's a bit flat. A lot of it is trying to get the newlyweds on the dance floor again. I'll often say, this song's for, the newlyweds, and I'll be like, pulling them on. Because once they're on,
the dance floor.
yeah, that's right. Once they're on, people follow because they want to be around the couple. They want to do what they're doing. And if one of them's off smoking, you'll be surprised how many people are congregating around the smokers. Oh, another one. If you've got a lot of smokers, at least 20% of guests, like have an outdoor wedding and try and have the smoking area next to the dance floor. You'll be surprised because even if not everyone smokes, if there's a core group, even the people who don't smoke will go out and chat to the smokers.
To be social.
It really kills the dance floor. Lots of smokers.
Of course. Okay, that's a really good tip, Tania.
All that stuff.
Yeah.
It's huge. I know it sounds insignificant, but you can have the best DJ in the world, but if it's like this massive open dance floor and it's super bright and also if the bar's on the other side of the dance floor or a photo booth, it really separates the guests. That stuff makes a difference.
So hang on, talk to me about that. So if the bar is, a long way away from the dance floor?
Yeah.
Okay.
So what I like, if the bar's next to the dance floor, there's people often there chatting all night, people who aren't the dancers, but then people who are dancers and coming on and off because of what, want to go and get a drink. They'll hear a song and then just jump on.
Jump back on.
if they're like really engulfed
Proximity.
in conversation at the bar on the other side of the room, they
Right.
often don't connect that there's music playing or
That's a pub trick, right?
yeah,
You
yeah.
stand there and you hold up the bar, and then
Yes.
when your song comes on, then it's only
Yeah,
like 2 steps and you're there.
yeah.
When you've got a wedding planner, I'm sure they're across all this stuff. But if a couple is planning their own wedding and they've got especially like a dry hire place where they're bringing everything in themselves, they're literally setting up where the tables go, where, your DJ booth would go, Tanya, where the bar is, where the dance floor is, where the cake gets put out, then this is like vital,
Mm,
vital information, right?
yeah, it makes a huge impact.
Brilliant. Another thing, like, I'm sure you're finding it now too, as a celebrant. Are you finding that you're getting really great, I guess, goodwill from doing the ceremony and getting everyone excited and getting the energy up and then bringing that through to the dance floor as well?
Yes, that has been huge. I've always felt prior to becoming a celebrant, which was about 18 months ago, I've always felt that if I'm the MC as well, I get to build rapport with the guests. And because I'm not just someone in the corner pushing buttons, they've met me. I'm often doing just simple things like introducing things and giving them directions and housekeeping and getting them excited and cheering and involved. But I've found that I'm able to create more of an atmosphere and a bigger dance floor if I'm the MC as well. But it's just been taken to a whole new level as the celebrant. I'm taking the guests on a journey.
Yeah.
And I've also found that I have built more of a relationship with the couple prior to the wedding because I get to know them a bit more intimately as the celebrant. And so I feel more like a friend and really deeply care about them and their love story and who they are. And I can't explain, words cannot explain how that translates to the experience for everyone and for me and the couple. For me, it's definitely happens where I just walk away. It's just more meaningful, and I feel like we connect on a deeper level, and the joy is just so much more pure and real on the dance floor. So
Mm.
I don't know. We might have to ask the couple or the guests whether that happens for them as well. But
I
I
think it's
suspect it happens.
absolutely a thing. I think it's absolutely a thing. And I don't generally MC, but the couple of times that I have MC'd, it's a journey that you're taking them on.
Mm,
You're taking care of the legal aspects. You're actually getting them married, which is the point of the wedding, believe it or not.
yes.
And then
Yeah.
and then you get to help them celebrate as well. But also, I think the guests really love if you're decent at what you're doing and you've done a good ceremony, then they love that continuation.
Mm,
It means a lot. And I don't think then you feel as much like a hired gun to come in
mm,
and do a job like,
mm,
maybe just the DJing. And as you said,
mm.
you stand behind a booth and you press buttons, which is
Yes.
definitely not what you do, Tanya. But there is a percentage of DJs who go, yeah, I'm there for the music, but you're
Mm,
not really. You're there for the couple and you're
mm.
there for their guests, right?
Yes.
And so just by being more involved in their wedding, I think the guests see you as more valuable as well. And because of the kind of personality that you've got, it makes perfect sense that they would then, connect with you, let down their guard, get on the dance floor a bit more readily. I imagine the banter that you would have with these guests. Yeah, I think it's worth something to be able to take them from the very start of their day right till when they're running out the door. I think it's beautiful, Tanya.
I underestimated how much I would love the journey. It's not surprising, but it wasn't until I experienced it and I was like, wow, this is powerful.
Yeah, it's the best. It's the best. Okay, so we've covered off that we can do our very best and we've got the science to get as many people on the dance floor as are happy being on the dance floor. We know that we're not going to go for 4 to 5 hours of, pumping, dancing. And also, it's going to depend on who you invite because these people need to be invested in your day. Yeah. Is there anything else that you can think of that would help couples out there to just make the most of their dance floor time if dancing's important to them?
I think we covered it all. There is one other thing which is random.
Yeah.
Actually, there's a few things I
Yeah.
just remembered. I am conflicted about drinks on the dance floor.
Ah.
It is good if like, some people feel like they need something to hold on to, I don't know, for comfort, or I don't understand it because I'm like, "Wow!"
Yeah,
like this.
'cause your hands are always in the air.
Yeah,
Yeah.
drinks are going everywhere.
Yeah.
The reason I don't like drinks on the dance, like, I do like it if
Yeah.
it gets people on the dance floor.
Sure.
They're a little bit shy, but if people drop it,
Oh, yeah.
like, it kills a dance floor. Like, because then they stop, and then they're like, "Oh, we have to get someone to clean it up," and then, and I just, gosh, it really kills. I mean, it's only momentary, but it can really kill the vibe.
Yeah.
Even if it's just for that little patch of the dance floor, I can really see how it can unfold. It's just like kind of breaks that natural, they're free in a moment, and then it's like, oh no, there's glass, there's drinks, it's
Warning, warning.
slippery. Yeah,
Lights
yeah. So
up.
I kn I see the pros and cons to it all, but thinking about that is important. I've been giving out all those LED battens for the dance floor as well, and, like, people do love those. They're
Yeah.
lots of fun, and, like, the little tambourines are fun as well.
See, this is good, Tanya, because I was just thinking all the venue owners then are going, yes, no drinks on the dance floor, get rid
Yes,
of them. But
yes,
also, some people like to take their shoes off
yes,
as
that's
they're
right.
wearing
A real
heels.
safety issue. Yes,
You don't
yes.
want that. So maybe if you can have the bar just to one side of the dance floor, keep drinks there. You can keep topping up if that's what you
Mm,
need for Dutch
yeah,
courage.
yeah,
But then the dance floor's a safe space. But then
yes,
you've got your glow sticks and you've
yes,
got your
yes,
maracas and your tambourines, and
yes.
then it's, yeah, safe space, right?
Yes, that's right, and, yeah, by the time the dance floor hits, all the well, people do wanna get their heels off their
Yeah,
feet. I'm conflicted about because I could see why it's a pro to have drinks on the dance floor, but,
sure.
yeah, I just see it affect the dance floor. The other thing is a lot of couples will often ask their guests before they come with their RSVP, "What's the song that will get you on the dance floor?"
Yes.
I'm conflicted about that too. I do love having guest requests. Sometimes they just don't quite fit though, and I try and fit them in, but I'm like, no, that's gonna kill it." And I would rather guests come up to me and ask as opposed to prior to the wedding day,
Mm,
because the people who come up and ask and request are the ones who are engaging on the dance floor.
yeah.
So they're the ones who are going to keep the dance floor alive. Often, if the couple have asked the guests prior to the night, it's people who request a song, but they're just like some of them, they're just not going to dance even if I play it.
Yeah.
And I don't want to be wasting time and space. Like, I want to include everyone, but if I knew that they weren't gonna dance, I would have played it over dinner.
Yes. Yeah. Well, Lady in Red is not going to cut it at 11 o'clock at night.
Oh,
And
it's
I'm
funny you
sure it's
say
a
that.
very important, like, anniversary song for you,
Yes,
auntie and uncle, and we love you dearly.
yes,
But
yes, that's gonna kill the vibe. So, I would rather get guests who are engaging, who wanna dance, like, engage with me on the night,
yeah,
and, I also prefer that they ask me on the night because sometimes the song they request is, like, something I would normally play or is better fit later in the night, say, like, at 11 o'clock.
yeah,
So I could say, "Oh, yeah, yeah, great
I've got
song.
you.
I'll play it later."
Yeah,
So if they've requested it, 3 months before the wedding,
yeah.
and they're waiting all night for it, like,
And they're giving you daggers across the room.
yeah, or they've left because they're like, "Oh, she didn't play my song," but I was playing it at 11, like, sometimes also they request a song and I'm like, "Ooh," like, "Great song," but I can say, "Great song, but, yeah,
Baby
can
Got
have you."
Back is just not going to
Yeah.
fit this vibe tonight.
Yeah,
Yeah,
oh, that's a good song.
it
Maybe, like,
is. It
let's
is.
go back to
But,
Lady in Red. I'll be like,
when
"Oh, yeah," like, and I
yeah,
and I
let's
can
go,
say,
let's go.
"Oh, have you got, like, something a bit, like, more commercial," or, like,
Yeah.
because when it comes to songs, like, there are lots of songs that I love and people request, and I'll be like, damn, like I love that song. And, if we were at a 21st, yeah, hell yeah, I would,
I wish it would fit.
I
Yeah.
would play that. But like, oh, it's like, sorry, I've just got to try and cater to everyone here. And I like to include songs that would capture the most amount of people to keep that dance floor like at maximum of benefit.
Yeah. Because who are you employed by, Tanya?
Yeah, yeah.
Who pays for your incredible services? It's that couple over there.
Yeah. And killing the dance floor with one song can be brutal because if they go off and, go to the toilet and start chatting at the bar, trying to get them back, like, because people are like, oh my God, the dance floor's dead. I'm not going to be the first to get back on there. It can be real hard work to
Mm.
revitalize it.
Bring
Yeah,
it back to
yeah.
life.
Clear. Like,
Yeah, exactly. We're gonna do 500 miles now. Okay, ching ching.
yeah.
Yeah, that's really cool, Tanya. Do you know what one of the biggest regrets of newly married couples is? They'll say, I wish I had more memories from my wedding day. It was my favourite day. And one of the smartest ways I've seen couples do this is by making sure that they arrange a quick, foolproof, and really simple way to collect and share their guests' wedding photos. Because if you think about it, with an average wedding of, say, 100 guests, with every one of them taking 5 photos or videos, I mean, they'll take much more, of course, but I'm talking about the good ones. That's an opportunity for you to collect and download 500 extra photos and videos of their perspective on your wedding day. The stuff that happened that you didn't even get to see. But your barriers are overly complicated instructions or processes. Let's face it, if it takes too long, forces your guest into registering, if you've got to use a certain social media platform, or it's just a pain in the ass, and I'm looking at you, Dropbox and Google Drive, your family and friends just won't do it. And the tech fear and privacy concerns too, because no one wants to download yet another app that has a data breach. Never Miss Moments is an essential resource for busy soon-to-be weds just like you. Your unlimited photo and video gallery is held in a secure server for 12 months, and for your guests, it's a one-click QR code solution. There's no app to download, no need to register, and it's quick. Win-win. Your guests will be able to look back on and reminisce about your wedding, and your fam and friends' different perspectives of your wedding day is such an incredible lifelong gift for you too. The team at Never Miss Moments are obsessed with giving you the very best customer service, and I'm stoked to be able to pass on their special 10% off discount offer on their galleries when you go to nevermissmoments.com/unbridely. So that's never miss moments, all one word, .com/unbridely, which, in case you don't already know, UNBRIDELY. The discount will show up in your cart automatically. And of course, I'll pop the link in the show notes for you as well. So drinks on the dance floor, maybe not so much. And, dear listener, you got to be checking that out with your venue as well. And I'm guessing your insurance and stuff like that, because I'm sure they've got, things to say about that. But taking those, because I've seen those little RSVP cards and it's like, what song will get you up on the dance floor? And it's like, well.
It also saves the couple from one less job. You've got so much to organise for the wedding.
Yeah, yeah. But then also I had a look at the math of if you've got 100 guests and they've all got a song that's 3 minutes, it doesn't equal your 2 hours. Like, you can't fit them in. So you're sort of setting your DJ up to disappoint your guests, right?
That's right. It's tricky because I can see why people do it. I'm not against it, but I wanted to explain
No, it's good.
the
It's good.
science behind it.
Yeah, yeah. What about the no playlists?
Yes.
What
Yes.
are your opinions on that, and how do you navigate that?
So I love to ask couples what, is definitely on the not playlist. And these days, what is often vetoed is Bruno Mars. I don't know why.
Oh.
I don't know. Yeah,
Oh.
poor Bruno. Except for his new stuff, like Pt2's huge. Of course, like the line dancing songs, there's real division
Yeah.
between like things like Nutbush and Macarena.
Yeah.
Like, it's either love or hate.
Yeah.
I'm in between. I see the pros and cons for those songs. I mean, I do love YMCA only because you don't have to drag out the whole song and people can do it even if they're standing at the bar. Plus, there's some campness about me.
Oh, really?
If you can't guess, I really
Can
love.
guess with the tinsel jacket, Tanya.
But that's the only line dancing song I like. I like Nutbush can be great to get people who aren't engaging on the dance floor, but it often clears the dance floor after.
Yeah.
And I often play a sing along afterwards because what happens is people get puffed after 2 minutes of Nutbush.
Yeah.
And so they go, oh, I'm going to go sit down
And
again.
drink.
So I try and capture as many people with a sing along afterwards. It's usually Grease,
Okay. Okay.
which works really well. But that's why I don't like Nutbush because it might get some people who are not engaging up, but they
Yes.
often just sit down afterwards. And it's
Yeah.
so unoriginal. But Eagle Rock is, again, there's division with Eagle Rock.
So, Tanya, okay, before we dig into Eagle Rock, can you tell my listeners in the USA who
Ah,
make up
yeah.
more than 50% of our listenership what the Eagle Rock is and then what the tradition is here in Australia?
Eagle Rock is an Australian song by Daddy Cool, and for as long as I've been a DJ, uh, gentlemen, the blokes in Australia love to take their pants off to their ankles and show their jocks and shuffle away to the song and sing along, and
Like
they love it.
penguins.
Yes, yeah. I like dancing
It's the
penguins.
strangest thing.
I love it. I love it. And I'm always shocked, like, that the blokes don't wear nice fancy jocks. Like, they know what's gonna happen. Like,
Dear men going to a wedding, please wear
yes,
your good jocks.
yes, like, some bloke,
Please.
and I have swear I've seen millions of pairs of jocks over my lifetime. The men, generally speaking, need a few more drinks to get on the dance floor,
Yeah.
and around 10:30, 11-ish is when I whip out Eagle Rock, so you don't want it too early because they haven't had enough drinks or,
You need those
Nana's
lights turned
still.
down a bit lower.
Yeah, and Nana's still there, and then I always follow it up with some rock songs, and then, like, I just build this epic finish after Eagle Rock, and it is vetoed by often the brides,
Who don't wanna see other men's underwear?
which I understand. Again, I see both camps in, people's decisions, I understand why, but often if Eagle Rock is vetoed, I get hassled all night by one bloke. Eagle Rock, like, hassled, like,
What
and I
about
like, I
K-San?
K-Sen is great, yeah. And I'm often having to, like, "No, the couple don't want it," and then I often have to get pretty, firm because 'cause they've asked me 20 times, and sometimes they go to the couple and ask if they can have it anyway, and I often end up playing it anyway, because the couple are like, "Oh, yeah, whatever," and I'm like, "Oh my goodness."
That must be hard when you toe the line of the couple, the directions they've given you, and then they go and turn that around.
I think by the time they've just had a good night, they're just a bit more relaxed about their vision, or maybe they got sick of their friend hassling them as well. I don't know. I think it's a bit of harmless fun. There has been one situation where the bride who wore a pantsuit had her pants off. That was one of the greatest highlights of my DJing career. That was
It's one for the ages. That's great.
It was
Equality.
great.
Let's go.
Yeah. Not plays are fun, and I respect them, and I think it's important to honour the not plays. Some of them can be interesting not plays, like, because they could be reminded of previous relationships, or,
Mm.
they could have been played at funerals, and they could be,
Oh. Oh,
eh,
yes, yes,
things like
that's a
that.
good
So
one.
it's really
Okay.
important to think about those types of things, and a lot of people don't want, obviously, content that is crass or,
Mm.
lots of swearing, which I understand.
Mm.
All of my songs are clean versions as well. And, in case there's children, or some people don't like the clean versions as well. They want me to play the explicit,
But what's your stance on the chicken dance?
I haven't played the chicken dance for a long time. A
Okay.
long time. I can't recall the last time I played the chicken dance.
Good. It makes me feel better about the world.
Oh, that reminds me, children at the reception, that can impact the dance floor. So some kids can be great at actually starting a dance floor and getting
Yeah.
like people excited because kids can be fun and cute at dancing. But what I do find, if there's lots of kids, the parents find it harder to let their hair down because they're looking after the kids, trying to get
Yeah.
them to sleep, feed them, make sure they're not running off into a creek, things like that.
Important
So,
thing.
like, it can be good at starting a dance floor and keeping it going, but the children can also take away from it because the parents aren't able to relax and let their hair down as much. I'm conflicted. I think it depends on the amount of children. Like, if there's 1 or 2, then it's not gonna take away too much.
Yeah.
Those 1 or 2 kids are gonna be, the stars of the
Yeah.
dance floor because 'cause they're super cute, and all kids are cute.
Only 1 or 2 are cute, Tanya. You get 6 or 7, and I'm sorry, that's a gang.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
No, it's really good to keep in mind. But then can I ask, if I lined up a bunch of kids in front of you at the start of a reception, could you pick whether or not they're going to make or break a dance floor? Or does it just come down to, I don't know, just the way the cookie crumbles on the night?
It's more about whether the parents need to caretake for them
Ah,
most of the night because their energy is into looking after the kids as opposed to letting their hair down and having a good time
yeah,
being on the
yeah,
dance floor. I think that's what it's about, really.
yeah. Okay, parents. If you can let down your hair and let your kids have a good time, then everyone will have a good time. Okay,
Yes.
that's good. That's good. Tanya, we have covered so much. We've talked way longer than what I thought we would.
Yeah, sorry.
It's all been absolute gold and so important for couples to hear. And so, just once more, where can people find you?
They can find me on all socials, Facebook and Instagram, and I have a website as well. They can find me DJing, dancing behind the decks. I believe that's the only places.
Yeah, Choons and Moovz with a Z on the end.
Yes, that's
Moves.
right. Yes,
Like
that's
a
right.
funky cow.
Yes, it is.
Moves.
Moves. It
Okay,
is
I
like
get it.
that.
Yeah, yeah.
That's a great description. Can I steal that?
Sure. If you're insane enough to use it, it's yours.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's right.
Such a pleasure, my darling. I hope to cross paths again with you real soon. But
Yes, me
yeah,
too.
take care. Love you.
Thank you so much for having me, Cam.
Bye-bye. That about wraps it up for this episode of the Unbridely podcast. For the links and resources we mentioned, please head to the show notes. And if you love the show, please review and subscribe on the podcast platform you're on now so you don't miss out on a single episode. Thanks so much for listening. And remember, weddings are a team sport. Catch you soon.